Spencer Ross is one step forward, and let's get started. I hope your week was good. So, I was watching a video about um, entrepreneurship and the tax benefits and stuff like that. And this guy got on there and he was talking about um, don't burn your house down, making sure that you make content that is um, flashy and all this cool stuff, and you've got people that are editing it and making it amazing and all that kind of stuff. And I heard it, I thought about it, and that's not what I'm making this channel for. What am I making this channel for? What are my goals? So I have 3 goals. One, help others be encouraged to lead. That is my number one goal. I would like to encourage you to lead. You can lead. You can. In spite of what people have told you, in spite of what you even believe, your title, whatever, you can lead. 2, help others lead better by having a better understanding of the skills that are needed to lead. So once a week, I try to use one word, a facet of leadership that I think will help you have a better understanding of quality of leadership. So this week we're going to talk about environment and how that applies to being a leader. All right. 3, be a better leader myself by teaching and thinking. So I heard one time that you are going to have a better understanding of something if you take the time to teach it, because people are going to ask you questions and you need to be able to understand what the material that you're teaching and have a good answer, or be able to look it up and be humble enough to say, I don't know, I will get back to you. And sometimes we have good teachers and sometimes we have bad teachers, and I hope this is good enough to inspire you to look at other people who lead and to be encouraged to lead. I recommended 2 books this week a couple different times. The one by Major Dick Winters, I believe it's his autobiography. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's a great leadership book. He talks about all sorts of leadership. It's more geared for the military, but it applies for anyone. So if you're thinking about leading and you need some help outside of these videos, there's a lot of great content out there. I would encourage you to look at that content, and especially that book. And then Turn the Ship Around. It's done by a Navy captain, and that's another phenomenal book. They're not very big. The one by Dick Winters is a little bit thicker than the other one, but they're very engaging, very good, very detailed, but not so much that it becomes stupid. So I would definitely look at those books. And again, there's lots of books out there. There's lots of content. You probably have a mentor in your life. If you don't, there's someone out there who would love to be your mentor. And then there's people who would love to be their mentor, but they're nervous or they're shy about it and they're willing to teach, but it's hard to ask. It's hard to say, hey, can I help you? Because they want to be humble. Maybe they've done something in the past. Hey, brush it off. Take that one step forward. Environment. What is your environment? What are you doing around? So when we think about environment, normally we think about the trees, the birds, the ocean, the streams, the fields, whatever, right? Well, also, there's an environment around you. There's a culture around you. So your environment is the environment that you have, that you create around you, or you allow around you. If you are cussing all the time, well, then your environment's going to be filled with cussing. Okay, that can be good and bad depending on your situation. I work at a Christian elementary school. Cussing all the time is probably not a good thing, but maybe in a construction yard, it's appropriate. Who knows? Know what read the room. Know what your environment is. If you get to a place and you're uncomfortable with all the cussing, don't join in with it. Maybe that job isn't for you. Maybe you need to change the environment. Um, we'll talk about that one first. Changing the environment. It's hard. It's hard to change the environment. Okay. So I have a candle. I I lit it. It was dark, and then I lit it. So I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I was thinking about that before I watched that other video. And okay, in a dark room, you turn a light on, and it changes the room. In a dark room, you light a candle, you light a match, and it took me a little bit because it was dark, and I lit a candle, and I can see a little bit in the room, and I'd have to carry the candle around with me to work effectively in this room, but it changes the room. Instead of a dark room where I remember where most of the stuff is, but I'm going to hit stuff, I'm going to run into stuff. It's going to be hard to get into bed. I've got to remake my bed. I got new sheets. Okay, it's hard to do that in the dark. Are you changing the room? How are you changing the room? Are you changing it for the better? Last week we talked about energy. Do you have positive negative energy or negative energy? How are you changing the environment? Are you changing a little bit with one candle, or are you bringing others along with you? It's hard to motivate people. Hey, Spencer, you don't cuss a lot. Yeah, I try not to do it. Okay. Is that going to slowly change the environment? Maybe. Talking to people about, hey, we don't use racial slurs here. And keep talking to people about it. Maybe it takes you years to stop that. Maybe it takes years to stop the sexual jokes. Or maybe you're the boss and you stop that immediately. Sometimes people are going to listen to you if they're the boss, and sometimes people are going to listen to you if you're a coworker. It depends what your environment is. It depends who is in the room. Some people don't care what your title is and they'll listen to you, and some people will only listen to the boss. A friend called me to dog sit. Talked a little bit about this, and he knew that I would listen. He knew that I would give him a chance, and I listened to him, and I wasn't doing anything else. So I went and dog sat. I sat a German Shepherd puppy and a poodle, and it was great. But him and some other people, they know I'm going to show up. They know they can call me, and I'll give them a chance. I won't just blow them off. I'll answer my phone. What kind of leader are you? Are you answering your phone? Okay. If your family calls, are you answering your phone? Even if it's just for a minute. I was listening to a cool ad on the radio about, Dad, you got some time just to throw the ball? Mom, you got some time to throw a ball? I thought it was a good ad. Are we taking time out for the people around us? Are we taking time out to mentor them? Are we taking time out to spend time with them? Are we giving them a chance? It's hard to mentor people. It's hard to take that time. Is the candle lighting up the whole room? No, it's lighting up a little bit. So maybe it's just one person you're taking time with. Maybe it's a bunch of people. It becomes easier to light up the room. It becomes easier to affect the entire area if you've got more candles or more people who are helping you. Hey, he's right. We shouldn't be using racial slurs. And yeah, that's an easy one, right? What about rumors in the staff lounge? Are you being inclusive? That reminds me. I picked up a newspaper and I've got a candle that I can see enough. Can you read that? Bullying. It's not just for kids. So I was at a gas station and I saw this walking by. I went to get some water. And bullying, it's not just for kids. Study reveals prevalence of harassment in trucking. Are we mentoring the people around us? It's easy to say yes. Well, I didn't read the article. I don't have time to read the article, but I can get a lot just from that title. Bullying, it's not just for kids. Study reveals prevalence of harassment in trucking. What about harassment at work? What about harassment in your neighborhood or at the soccer game? What are you doing? Are you allowing that around you? Is that the environment that you have? That's not very effective, but you can see that it changes, right? What are you doing? What are you doing? What you allow around you is you. If you allow sexual jokes to happen around you, you're allowing it. That's on you. It doesn't matter your title. It doesn't matter your gender. You're allowing it. That's the environment that you are allowing to have happen around you. And that's not the environment of an inclusive person. I was reading another article about it was New York Times and black real estate agents. And this young man was talking about, man, I don't belong here. Where's someone encouraging him? Yeah, you belong here. What are you talking about? What, why are you saying you don't belong here? And if you read the article, you'll understand. Are we inviting everyone to the party? Or are we only inviting the cool people? Are we telling people, yes, you belong. Yes, I want your opinion. And sometimes it's hard to change, right? It's hard to get people to understand, no, you really want their opinion. You really care what they have to say. And they might not believe you for a long time because they're so hurt. Keep going. Keep trying. Don't put their candle out. Keep encouraging them. Are we tearing people down? Are we spreading rumors? Are we not saying hi to people? Are we not smiling at people? Are we not waving at people? Are we, when we get donuts, are we always leaving one person out or one group out? Are we being consistent? Are we consistently saying, hey, let's stop talking about Bobby? No, hey, let's stop talking about Bobby. Billy, are you still talking about Bobby? He's going through some stuff. Let's let it go. Let's stop. Let's stop with that toxic stuff. Let's stop. Who are you working with? Accountability. So it's easy to practice leadership in a vacuum. What does that mean? Well, you're doing everything right. You're perfect. Good on you. Awesome. Are you mentoring anybody? Are you going to people like, hey, what do you think of my presentation? What do you think of how I conducted myself this week? Is there something that I can improve on? And maybe you have that one person who you talk to. You go to like, hey, Frank Whitman, great guy, great mentor. He can only mentor so many people in a day. Are you allowing other mentorship from other people? Are you being inclusive so that when someone else comes to you and it's like, hey, you said that you are open to critique, I've got one for you. Okay, great. What do you got? And then you discuss it. And maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't, but you enable them to be comfortable enough with you to make that suggestion. Is it hard to critique someone in a positive way? Is it hard to accept a critique? Yeah. Both of those are yes. Both of those are hard. It's hard to be told, hey, Spencer, you did something wrong. And for me to accept it, and maybe they're wrong, or maybe they didn't understand what I was doing, or maybe I didn't explain it right. I made a statement today and someone was like, hey, let me polish that for you. Okay, cool. Did he get it 100% the way I thought it should go? No, but he got it really good. And he used less words. He got the point across. Okay, so it was good enough. And I accepted it. Sometimes we just need to be good enough. In our environment, is one candle good enough? Sometimes when we're just getting started and we're not going backwards anymore because we're not doing the rumors, we're not doing this dumb stuff, we're making those positive comments, we're giving good critiques, we're supporting people, we're buying donuts for everybody, we're making sure everybody knows about the cool activities or the new benefits meeting. We're doing all the right things, and sometimes all you got is a match. Well, a match only lasts so long. So you need some encouragement. You need some positivity around you. And that's what that mentor helps with. That's what that buddy helps with. And you're both going through it together. What are you doing? Are you the guy that has a positive environment who people want to be around? Who want to call, like, hey, Stephanie, can you watch my dog for a little bit? My mom died. I I gotta go. Yeah, no problem. I'll be over in a minute. Who are you going to be? What kind of leader are you going to be? Spencer Ross is one step forward. And as you go through this week, the environment that you create is the one that you're responsible for, the one that you work with. Whether you allow stuff or you don't allow stuff, it's up to you. Spencer Ross is one step forward. Have a great week.